Hey y'all, my name is Mimi and this is Mimi's Classic Reaction. I hope y'all like and enjoy the show. I'm here to go over some, TikTok clips that a friend had put together for me. So I hope y'all like and enjoy it. So let's get into the video.
This is an open forum. Unless I'm speaking about something where I'm not really looking for other people's opinion and I'm speaking my truth. But today is the day that we talk about dating horror stories. So I want y'all to chime in and I want y'all to share y'all dating horror stories. Like, I want to hear it. Okay? So I'm going to go first. Okay? You ready? Okay, so boom. This was a day after having talked on the phone for maybe about a week, maybe a little bit more. And, and he invited me to go eat lunch somewhere. So, I obliged. Nice guy. He had a nice career, had some nice things going for himself or whatever. Well, the kicker is, so mid-date, 2 drinks in, he asked me to go to his house. Okay, no. So he was like, okay, I said, well, it seems like you're feeling some type of way because I told you no. Oh, no, I'm good. No, I understand, whatever. So he excuses himself and he goes to the bathroom, right? So he comes back to the table as if nothing happened. But I'm going to go ahead and fast forward and tell you what happened in that time frame, right? So in this time frame, this young man decides to go outside and flatten his own tires. Yeah, he flattened his own tires. And then when we were both leaving out, because y'all know I'm a horrible storyteller. Like, my story don't never be in chronological order. But when we leave out the restaurant or whatever, then he scratching his head and looking at the tires on the car because we were parked not too far from each other. Didn't know it at the time, but we were. So he's scratching his head and, oh my gosh, somebody flattened my tires and I don't know, such and such and such. I was like, oh, okay, bet. Well, I'll wait here until you get your stuff together, whatever, call whoever you gonna call or get an Uber. And he was like, no, I don't have time to do all of that because I have an appointment, an appointment at the house that I have to be there for. He was like, so, I live 10 minutes up the road. Can you just take me home? And
I wanted to pause that. When you go out on a date with somebody that you normally don't know and it's your first date, men can be kind of scary and stuff. So yeah, like I believe what she's saying. But flattening your own tires, that's crazy. that's crazy.
And I was like, no. Cause no. So by this time, there is a couple of people that work in the restaurant that are coming outside of the restaurant. It's a female and 2 males, and they're rushing out the restaurant and they're like flagging me down. I'm just standing there talking to them or whatever, but they flagging me down and they was like, come here. So I was like, what's up? The woman was like, I was praying that I could catch you before you left. She said, we just played back the video of the outside of the restaurant, and the whoever the manager was looking at the cameras for some reason, and we saw this man poach his tires and then come back in here and come back on a date with you, and we saw y'all here talking, so I knew something wasn't right. And I said, yeah, he told me that he told me he had that somebody else flattened his tires. She said, so at this point I'm standing far enough away from him but close enough to him where he could hear the conversation. So I look over at him like, why would you do that? What did you do that for? Like, I'm literally looking at him like, what the fuck? What made you think that you was gonna get away with that? Like, why would you do that? Right? This man looked me square in my eyes and said, I bought you a drink. I paid for your food. And I even gave you money for gas for coming here. So you were coming to my house one way or another.
Oh no, that's why he playing them tires. That's exactly why he playing them tires. He knew what he was doing.
A few years ago, I met this girl on Tinder, right? And she was just like, I guess you could say golf, but I don't think she was too old to call it golf. She just still did the golf thing. You know what I mean? I don't know how old golf gets. When I think of golf, I think of like high school girls in like all black and stuff. I've never seen an adult walk around. I don't know, maybe in Britain. I don't know. I'm getting off track. Anyways, she was a dark, loomy type chick, but she had big bosoms and I was attracted to that. Okay. All right. You want the truth? That's it. So we meet on Tinder, right? And we go out to a bar and she's like, hey, do you want to come back to my place? And of course, in my head, I'm thinking, oh, bet your boy might be in some cheeks tonight. You know what I mean? And so we get to her place, but it's weird because she was like, I was like 25, 24 at the time. We were the same age, but her house was like big. Like how do you have like this big house? And it turns out that she got it like through family, like some family passed and that was her house now. House-wise, she's good, I guess. You know what I mean? I didn't dig into it. But it was a very spooky spot. Like it was very old schooly, not like medieval times, but like 80s into 90s era. Like the lamps still had like the triangle top cone, like it was like a cul-de-sac. There was like it looked I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It just looked not, it was not this era and big. So anything not this era and big is spooky to me. So maybe I'm just being biased, but it was spooky as hell. So we're inside, right? And it's very, I don't know how to explain this. From room to room was completely different, like emotionally. You know what I mean? The living room was kind of like, okay, cool. But when you go in the kitchen, you're kind of like loomy. You know what I mean? There's stuff, there's more dishes out than people. Like than her, you know what I mean? Like apparently she lives alone, but she says she has a roommate sometimes. So I'm like, okay. So fast forward, we get to her room and we're in there chilling, and it's like freezing cold. It was cold outside, but she didn't have her window open, and then the rest of the house was cool. But I don't know. I just noticed that because I was spooked out. So like, don't put too much into that. But it was noticeably very cold in there, right? And she was like, hey, I usually don't do this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hey, me either, you know what I mean? So we're laying down and the business had started, right? And she kept like, she was on the bottom, I was like on the top, right? And she kept looking over my shoulder. And that was kind of scary. I was like, and I kept like, you know what I mean? And she's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, okay. And then I thought it could have been for me. I don't think it was for me because I wasn't really putting in that kind of work. One of the frames on the wall that didn't really have like a real picture, just had like some art, it fell. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And then she doesn't look over my shoulder. She just like ignores it. I'm like, so you would look back over my shoulder for nothing, but that doesn't faze you, right? So then the door, you know how like we have a door cracked, there could be like a draft. You know what I mean? And then like if another door in the house opens or closes, it will like slam it. That's what my mind automatically went to, but the door like slammed. I'm like, what the hell? This is the scariest part. This is why I'm sitting here telling you the story. Out of nowhere, she just goes, just stop. She starts yelling at the room, stop. This is what I want, okay? This is what I want. Just leave. And I'm like, okay, so my rational brain just goes to, okay, maybe she has a mental illness. I'm like, okay, let me get out of here, right? So I started to like raise up. I'm already spooked out. Everything's falling. It's cold. And she's like, oh, no, I'm sorry. It's just blah, blah. She's trying to explain it. I don't want to hear it. I want to get to my car, it's dark, and I already like don't like the house, I don't like anything, right? So I'm like, I'm just going, and then I'm gonna tell this story another day, right? And then I go through the front door. The front door has a screen in front, like the screen door that you open and then like the regular door. So I open the big wooden door and then I push open the screen door and I'm going down like the little short patio thing they had in the front. And what's weird is that door is one of those like ones that doesn't like the screen door doesn't close like fast. Like it has things that stop it, you know, it closes in sections so it doesn't slam. And the wooden door, of course, I had it propped open when I left. I was out of there. I wouldn't even close the door. But as soon as I got down all the way off the stairs, both of them slammed at the same time. You know what I mean? Like that's like, how do they both slam at the same time? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. That was one of my, you know what I mean? So I get in my car, right? And I'm driving down the dark ass Loomy Road with the old school lamps, and I look in my rear view. She's not in the backseat of my car.
She got gooses up in there.
She's standing outside her house, just in the side, like on the sidewalk thing, just watching my car, just standing there watching it, and that was terrible.
I just want to say this part: the gooses was cop blocking, and then she yelling at the gooses, which make him think like she's crazy. But like, yeah, she got gooses definitely up in their house.
Terrified. Every like turn, every road I went on the way home. Now I was like looking at my rearview, seeing if she's gonna be standing in the corner. And that was by far one of the spookiest link-ups I ever been on. I didn't dig much into it after that. Of course, I did all the blocking. She might be still out there just taking souls in her old family's house. I don't know what.
Giving that goose booty
time for story time with me. All right, so you guys.
Giving that goose booty away.
Guys, so this is a story about a date that I went on. It was more of a date / hanging out with your situationship, with your whoever the heck y'all want to call it nowadays, right? So me and him were hanging out. He's like, hey, pull up, come hang out with me. You know, I really want to might take you on a date or something. Cool. Mind you, prior to this, he had a party going on for his birthday. He had told me about that he was throwing at like a hotel or whatever. And then we have known each other for a very long time, but we never really kind of interacted with relationship or whatever, dating, whatever. So we finally decided like, okay, let's do this. Y'all, when I tell you this goes just from bing, 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 red flags. Yeah. So anyway, so I pull up. Mind you guys, it's Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's Day. I'm not really looking too highly into Valentine's at that time because for me, Valentine's was never a thing because most men, they just act stupid when Valentine's come around. Anyway, needless to say, I pull up to his house. We're hanging out. He's like, you know what? Forget all this. Get in the car. Let's go. We're going out. Okay. So I put my shoes on. We get in the car. I'm driving. We pull out the apartments. Mind y'all, there's a stand with all the bells and whistles. Balloons, teddy bears, just anything that you could think of is sitting at this little stand. Valentine's Day, okay? So I'm like, in my head, it would be dope if he stopped and like got me something. Like it would be really dope. But he probably not. Like I'm not gonna put too much on him. So we driving. We almost get into it because we got to get to the light. He's like, yo, pull over. Let's, let me stop right here at the stand. I said, oh, okay, no problem. Now I didn't want to show off too much excitement, so I was like, okay. So I pull over all normal and stuff. He get out the car. As soon as he gets out the car, he's talking to the lady. Now, mind you, they don't look like they know each other, whatever. They just talking. So I said, oh my gosh. Like, I don't want to be too nosy, but what did he get? Okay. Let me look away. Let me be surprised. Be surprised. No matter what it is, girl. And you know how you got to talk to yourself? No matter what it is. Small, big, or large. Be happy. So he gets back in the car and I can hear him. And like, my heart is like doing this. Ding, 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 ding. And when I tell you I had the biggest smile, like cheesing. He gets in the car and I look back and he's like, let's go. And he He didn't have no bear, y'all. He didn't have no flowers. He didn't have nothing but him and a pair of pants. First of all, I didn't know this lady had a side gig of selling pants and shirts in the back. Like, what? What do you mean? And she was just holding for you? Like deceiving? You could have got these pants another time. Like, that's my thoughts. Anyway, we head to the date, y'all. He takes me bowling. I'm like, okay, hopefully this lifts my spirits. So we're out there bowling. He's getting like drinks. He's getting food. And honestly, like, my frown became a smile because here I am. You know what? Forget it. Maybe it wasn't meant that I have all of that. Let me just have a good time with this man bowling. We're bowling. He's spending all the money. Girl, don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about nothing. Okay, bad. Don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about nothing. We get back to his house. His sister is there. And she's looking at me, look at her, look at me. And she's like, mind you, she never knew me. She never said, I didn't say nothing to the girl. I just walked in the house. I just walked in the house. And she, what? She got my lashes that I like. And I like, So he over there arguing with his sister.
Oh, wow.
I'm like,
wow.
Maybe it's best that I go. Maybe it's best that I go. So I ended up leaving. Y'all. When I tell you the next day, this man texts me and he says, man, crazy. Y'all know how dudes be sitting there trying to be smooth? Crazy. I'm like, crazy what? What happened? Your sister still tripping? And he's like, nah, I got this party and I gotta pay for everything. And I said, yeah. And I took you out on that date and I spent too much money. What you mean? You spent too much money? Yeah, man. I said, well, how much was the date? Like, how much did you spend over your budget? Man, that whole date cost me like $40. 40? You on the phone for me about $40?
I want to say this. If a man does not have the money to take you on a date and then try to end up complaining about $40, he shouldn't y'all shouldn't even went out, especially about a $40 date. That's crazy. That's my first time seeing this with y'all, so I just waited. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Like and subscribe to my channel, y'all.
Yeah, man, and I need it because, man, I need it for the party, like my birthday coming up, and I told people they was coming. Am I invited to this party? See, nah, you can't come because, like, I kind of invited, like, my sister, and she invited the other girl, and I don't want nothing to go down, so it's best, but I still want to talk to you. What? You know what? We ain't gonna do none of this. So I drove down there, y'all. I drove to his house and I gave him that $40 back. I said, you know what? You don't have to ever worry about spending no money on me. You don't have to worry about taking this store and spreading it to your friends. Like, none of that. Like, first of all, I'm a prize. And you're not about to treat me like I'm just some asparagus on a plate. I'm not asparagus. I'm a chicken. I'm a steak. I'm a gosh darn meatloaf. No, you ain't gonna treat me like no side. Like I'm a piece of broccoli. No. Little carrots. Nobody wants the little carrots. And that's how I felt, y'all. That's how I felt. But that was a little story. And hope y'all enjoyed. Hope y'all understand, because this is what some of us women go through. Till next time.
Excuse me, hello. Do y'all know that men do witchcraft, voodoo, all that stuff just as much as women do, if not more? Story time. So I remember when I first got with my ex, my sleep started not being so good. So I'm like, Lord, what is going on? Why can't I sleep? I'm tired. I'm starting to get darkness under my eyes. What's going on? So I prayed about it. I said, Lord, why am I not sleeping peacefully? And one thing about it, two things for sure, when I asked the Lord for an answer, he always give me an answer. So one night, we in the bed, we sleeping, and I'm like, I'm about to turn in, I'm gonna go to sleep early or whatever. And only thing I know is, as soon as I hit that sleep, like I'm about to be in a deep, deep sleep, I'm like, yes, I'm about to go to sleep. God say, wake up. He said, wake up, don't move, keep your eyes closed, right? Basically, continue to play sleep. And I did just that, because when God spoke to me, it shocked my whole body. I couldn't even go back to sleep. So I'm just laying there, and I'm like, all right, Lord, what you want me to be up for? Like, what you want me to be up for? So I'm up for like a good 20 minutes, just sitting there, laying there. I'm like, all right, Lord, like, I want to go to sleep. I want to catch my ZZs. He said, be quiet. Just lay there. And so I'm looking at my ex. He sleep. And so I turn over, I look at my ex. He is still asleep. He giving sleep or whatever. And so only thing I know is I started breathing heavy as if I was all the way asleep. Y'all, why this man leans over and starts spelling and chanting in my ear about how all of my energy is going to be his, how I'm going to be stuck on him. Oh, you're going to be mine. It's literally like spelling and chanting in my ear over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And still to this day, he don't know that I know. The whole time he thought he was laying something down, I was rebuking it and sending it right where it needed to go. Rebuking it and sending it right where it needed to go. It got to a point where I told him, I looked him dead in his face. I said, I know what you're doing and I know who you are. You cannot break me. It will never happen. And I asked him one day, randomly, I said, are you a warlock? This man bust out and started laughing, called his cousin, was like, cuz, you can't believe what this girl just asked me. But that motherfucker never said no. He never said no. Never said no. I told him, you can't break me. It got to a point where everything that he was trying to do to me ended up happening to him. Ended up happening to him. It got to a point where he said, yeah, you're a really strong woman. Like, your spirit, everything about you, you just strong. I know. As a woman, stop being pressed when a man wants to talk to you or be around you. Your only currency that you have with men is your...
Yes, that is true. Men, not only women do love spells on men. Men do love spells on women, but it always always end up backfiring. So I just don't understand why are they still doing it? Like, it's crazy. Because if that person want to be with you, they're going to be with you. You ain't got to put no spell on them. It will come natural.
Energy and your beauty. If you get with a man and you notice that glow that you had before is gone, or your skin is looking dull, your beauty is fading, he's ciphering your energy, and he is ciphering your beauty. That's what he's doing. That's what men take from us. A lot of men don't, they care about the money. They care. But as far as your energy and all that stuff, don't give it up easily. Don't give it up easily. They come around just for that energy. Just for that energy. They want it. They need it. Without a woman's energy, a man ain't worth 2 pennies for real.
Like and subscribe and go follow them and show them some love. These TikTok creators.
Met this crazy guy off a dating app. So anyway, she meet this guy. They link up and they go out for drinks or whatever. So they're having a wonderful time. And at the end of the night, She go her separate way, he go his separate way. So she gets a call, and the guy was like that, apparently he lost his keys or he was locked out of his place. He shared a place supposedly with a roommate and he couldn't get in. So he asked her, he was like, is it okay if I come over? I'm locked out of my house. So being the good person that she is, she was like, well, you can just come chill at my house until your roommate gets there or whatever. So he come over and supposedly
I would have said no. I would have said hell no to the no. Nope.
she gets tired and she like, well, you can just sleep on the couch and I'm going to go to my room. I'm getting tired. So she goes to her room and she locks her door. Okay. So she falls asleep. After that, she hear a knock on her door and it's the guy. He's like, do you have a charger? And so she's like, well, it's a charger out in the kitchen. You can use that one. So a couple minutes go by, he knocks back on her room door and she's like, what's up? Can I help you? And he like, the charger doesn't work. Do you have a charger in your room? So her antennas went up. She like, wait a minute, something not right. So she calls the police or whatever. So when the police get there, supposedly he opened the door for the police. So after minutes go by or whatever, the police like, ma'am, you need to come out of your room so you can see what's going on out here. So when she opened up the door, y'all not gonna believe what she seen. Her whole living room was covered in plastic. Not only that, she seen a toolbox or whatever. So she like, what the hell is going on? So by her thinking smart, not opening up their room door and calling the police saved her freaking life, because this dude was probably, this
Yes,
dude
it
was here
is.
to unalive her. And ain't no, like, you got plastic all over my living room. You got a toolbox with surgical equipment, which makes me believe that he was probably about to take her organs or something. So this is just a wake-up call for men and women, but especially women. Like, sometimes we can be so gullible, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop being so gullible for these men. And what you never supposed to do, I don't care how cool a person seems, do not never invite a person to your home that you just met. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's my number one thing. I don't invite men to my home. If you want to kick it, we gonna go out. We gonna do an outing or something like that. I'm not gonna go back to your place,
Correct.
especially if I'm just meeting you. So this is just a wake up call, like I say, for the ladies. Stop inviting these men to your home, especially like this the first time that this lady met this man and you invited him back to your home because, okay, she felt like he was cool, he was harmless. But nah, baby, we gotta think smarter, we gotta do better. But yeah, that story was crazy as hell.
Let me tell you about the scariest dating experience I've ever had. So when I was in my 20s, I was single forever. So I decided to get on this dating app. I think it was like blackpeoplemeet.com. Anybody remember that? So I'm on this app and I'm talking to this guy. I lived in.
Like and subscribe and go follow the TikTok creators that you see in this video. And if you played it on the replay, please comment. And I'll be reading your comments. I'll be looking forward to y'all. Thank you. Let's get back to this story.
Richmond, Virginia, and he lived in like Indiana. So it wasn't too far away, but it was like we had like maybe a 2-hour distance between us. And so we decided we're going to meet up and we're going to meet halfway. Now, unfortunately, I did not check the weather before I left. And as I'm driving halfway, it's a snowstorm. And by this time, it was like I was too far away to like try to drive back home. And then I was like, not going to his place. And so he said, well, let's and we're going to come to you. And so I'm like, okay. And so how am I going to get home? And so he's like, well, let's just get a hotel for the night or whatever. And I'm like, dude, I'm not sleeping with you, but we can get a hotel because like we just got to get 2 beds. So we get a hotel, we get 2 beds, all the things. And I'm in my bed, we're watching TV and whatever. Go to sleep, wake up, and here he is on me on my bed. And so like, listen, I'm a strategic thinker today, but I was strategic thinking back then too. And I had this thought in my head, oh, say something that makes him like not want to touch you. This is kind of crazy. And I said, you might want to stop because I have something to tell you. And so he stops.
She got that. I wouldn't have went to no hotel with nobody I don't know, and actually share a room with the person, and then the person, no, that's look. I'm be clutching my pearls. She got that one. she got that one. No, that wouldn't be me.
And so I can tell he's like nervous about like what's going on. Does she have AIDS? What's going on? He's like freaking out. And me, I'm like, I just need to get out of this hotel room. Now, I did have something to tell him that he did not know, which, yeah. So then when we get to the gas station, he said, so what is it? What do you have to tell me? And I said, well, I'm a virgin. And he was like, what? I said, I'm a virgin. So that's why I couldn't mess with you last night. And he was like, wait a minute, I thought you had AIDS. And then I said to him, I was like, well, I knew I needed to tell you that so you would get off of me because otherwise you would have done, I don't know, whatever. And I never spoke to him ever again.
That's the end of it. Just imagine her going to the hotel with him, and just imagine how many other women he had invited out to the hotel. So, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, be careful out here who you choose to deal with and who you choose to be around and who you choose to give your energy and time into. Please like and subscribe. And if you can, write something in the comments. I would appreciate it. And y'all go ahead and enjoy your day because I'm going to go enjoy my day.